Kuala Lumpur, a massive metropolis in the heart of Malaysia, a vibrant city with a lot happening no matter what time of the day you go. Multicultural neighborhoods, cultures colliding together, great cuisine, massive modern skyscrapers, old cool neighborhoods. It's a city that has a lot for everybody. It offers a lot, and a city that should be added to your bucket list. You can find anything within your budget, within your family range. A city that is highly recommended to visit if you are in Southeast Asia. I keep coming back to this city, and it never stops to amaze me. It never stops to impress me. The way where the modern and the old architecture mix together, the people, the community, everything, the mixture of cultures. This city is totally worth to explore if you come to Southeast Asia. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. What is going on, everybody? Back again with another video. I'm out here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and to be honest, this was unplanned. I had no plans to come here to this city, even though I love it here, but change of plans. You guys probably know what's happening around the Middle East region, so I wasn't really in that area, but I was supposed to lay over in that area, but due to what's going on, I had to cancel it, and I was trying to figure out how to get out of the area, and my best move was to stop here in Malaysia. So here I am just for one day, but I'm not complaining because this city is just awesome. It has a lot to do, I'm staying right here near the Brickfields area, KLCC, so gonna do a basic video that's gonna explore the city for the day, show you, the areas that I know already, and probably see if I can discover other things. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk towards the older part of Kuala Lumpur, which is Kuala Lumpur Central City Center, and that's mostly like the older part. They got Chinatown, they got Central Market, a lot of masjid, Muslim area over there, and then we're gonna make it towards the modern part of KL. It's a vibrant city with rich in culture, good food, and multicultural. So without further ado, join me. And this is just a little portion of Brickfields, which is also known as Little India. I had dinner here last night, really great food. I didn't really film the food because I was just tired from a 10-hour flight from Istanbul to Kuala Lumpur, and I just wanted to get myself some food, so I forgot to film it. That was my video from last night, but I did film me taking the train from the airport all the way here. So now I'm gonna be walking straight, and the map, it looks like it's nearby, but it might be actually further than that, but we'll see, because I think the city is actually pretty walkable. And so far, it's not super hot yet. I don't think it's a summer season yet. I know the city it gets pretty hot and humid, but let's walk around in this gorgeous city in Malaysia. Then over here you see, that's the second tallest building in the world, the Merdeka. And then you see modern high-rise buildings, KL Central, St. Regis Hotel. So it's a combination of modern skyscrapers with older skyscrapers here. I'm waiting for the light, and I'm gonna walk towards the other side. Because like I said, I think it's literally like walking distance, but Kuala Lumpur has really good public transportation. They have buses, they have the LRT, the monorail, the metro train that goes underground, and pretty efficient and clean. And I really love seeing the mixture of people over here, the Chinese, Indians, the Malays, and I think that's literally what makes Malaysia special. I think I can literally jaywalk here. I see people doing it. I'm just patiently waiting for the light, but hey, let's see what happens. And then just like many cities in Asia, they got this yellow line that divides. Like I said, I think it's for people who can't see, like the blind people. They use a stick and then manage them to walk away, walk around comfortable. But yeah, let's make it towards the other side and see what's going on. I'm walking around here. I gotta go that way, but a little detour in the street because there's so much action happening over here. No matter where you go, you see pretty interesting things. It's like a little neighborhood. I think they have also like a lot of restaurants out here. So yeah, and then you see the tall buildings are all like residential units and hotels. So I gotta cross and walk towards the other side. But yeah, like I said, it's a pretty walkable city. Here you get a better view of the tower. Look how tall it is. They call here Tower Menara. And that's how it's pronounced in Malay. Then over here, this beautiful building here to my left. I think it's Kuala Lumpur train station. One of the train stations, they got a lot, but this is one. Then the modern one that I stay nearby, KL Central. But yeah, I think it's like an old structure building, and then they got the National Mosque of Malaysia in the other side. So like I say, everywhere you go in the city, there's a lot to see. This area doesn't have as much density, but once I walk to the other side, you're gonna see how the vibes change. And out here they have a canal. This goes all the way towards like the older part of KL. And even in some parts you'll see steam, then the train passes over here. I haven't really walked much of what I want and I'm already starting to think my choices is worth it. But hey, let's do it. I mean, the good thing is that there's malls, there's train stations, so if anything happens, I can shelter inside. There's 7-Eleven or convenience stores, so if I'm thirsty, I can hydrate myself with a refreshment. So, but let's continue to walk. And then ahead of me, there's like another train station that connects you to multiple lines and buses. And they have an overpasses, but I don't know if I could be able to catch it from where I'm walking. But I see it right there. That's another beautiful thing about this city, that everything is walkable and pretty connectable wherever you gotta go. This right here is what I'm talking about. They got, not sure this is like a train station or a bus station, and then they got this overpassage right here that connects you to another line. So you could do that without having to exit the street level. Oh, here I am, benefiting from this bridge over here. When I cross this, like I said, you could take multiple lines, take the red line, the monorail, also the yellow line. Then I think they have this sky bridge that takes you probably towards another direction. I'm very curious where that would take me, because I see them putting interesting buildings ahead of me. But like I mentioned before, everywhere here is walkable, so no matter what, you can connect literally everywhere. Ahead of me, I see the Central Market, which I did film there a little bit, and the last time I came, I did bought something. So yeah, it's crazy how this is not too far from my accommodation, and then once you're here, you're in the city center of KL, and you can literally walk around and check out different multi-ethnic neighborhoods. Here ahead of me is where the action starts. You got Central Market right here, then beautiful, colorful streets. I think this is Chinatown, which is also known as Petaling Street. So I don't know where to go. Maybe I'll start with Chinatown, then might make my way over here. But there's a beautiful, gorgeous street. Oh, I just gotta figure out how do I cross towards that way. And Central Market right here, beautiful, colorful streets. I think I'm gonna do what this brother's doing. Crossing the street right here, you know, must be nice. And look at this beautiful street art, and then across the street is gorgeous too. I'm getting distracted, but now I'm gonna start walking the streets to see what's going on, capture some action. I think this is literally the heart of it, the Petaling Street. And the thing is, when you hit literally Chinatown, Petaling Street, they got like a ceiling, and pretty much like many other places, they sell products, a lot of cool things, but you can walk around and you'll see restaurants and action happening. So like I say, it's a pretty vibrant city. Before I hit the main street, I want to show you a temple. I don't think I've ever seen it, but like I say, you just got to keep coming back to the city to explore more, because there's a lot. So it's literally like the temple, and then right after it is the second tallest building in the world. So here you got this temple, highlighted with the building right here. So a pretty big contrast, you know, of old architecture and modern futuristic buildings. And in the nighttime, the city is actually pretty eclectic. You know, the lights come out. A lot of skyscrapers that have lights in the nighttime, so it's pretty cool to film it in the nighttime too. Here you see it's a market with vendors selling everything, all the qualities. Like you can literally practice your bargaining skills here, because they sell a little bit of everything, and then they got food on the other side. Here you don't know where to go, because the street detours in different directions. Got a couple of restaurants over here. What's this? See a line of crowds right here. This is some type of juice. And then this is the iconic Petaling Street right here. Pretty busy, as you see. Petaling Street is mostly like a shopping district. They do have a couple of restaurants, but if you want food, you need to exit this street over here and check out the other side. That's where the real vibe starts. Well, here's the other side. It's not too busy today. You know, it's just multiple blocks that go around. Like I say, here they got like fruits, I think, jerseys if you want that, watches. Obviously, it's not the real, like original, but I mean, you can manage to get something for a good price. Nobody's gonna know. And then I think in the nighttime it's nice out here too. Another thing I noticed is that they sell a lot of durians. When I went to Penang last time, I had durian for the first time, so pretty epic. I think I'm gonna hit the store and get some refreshment, like a water or something, because it's feeling actually kind of humid out here. To the other street, look at the architecture, how beautiful it is. Older buildings, you know. So you guys wanna check out like the older part. Then if you go to the other side where the mosque streets are, that's mostly like the local part where Malays hang out. Here's like touristy. Well, of course, you know, every Chinatown that you visit, most of the times it's gonna be a touristy area where people explore. I walked this side many times. I'm very curious to see what's over here, because I see like a ceiling in the road, and not sure if they have like a market or something like that, so I'm very curious to see. I'm surrounded by a lot of beauty out here, the streets, modern buildings right here. Then like I say, like the city center's over that way. This is part of the city center, but so much to see out here. So this is the area that I never explored. You know, and I missed it a few times. So like I said, they have a ceiling here, and then they got a couple of markets throughout both sides. So different vibes. What's going on? A couple of markets. I think this area, you know, they have a lot of Pakistani, Bengali, like from Bangladesh. You know, I see a money transfer over there that has a couple of flags. Like I say, it's pretty much an international multicultural city. And this over here is gonna get more chill, but it'll take me towards another district that I wanna film. It's like you don't know where to go because every street is looking pretty cool. Like I said, this is the older part of KL. And then, you know, in the second part of this video, I'm gonna show you the modern futuristic part where most of the tourists go and they stay. But there's a lot of vibrant happening out here. So here you see all the business going on, especially around the street. So, you know, pretty mixed and diverse out here. Like I said, it's like another vibe in shops. I'm not sure if they're okay with the filming, so I'm just gonna focus in the avenue on the streets. You know, I know some people, they be tripping over the camera. And I'm not in the mood to deal with that today, so I just want to show you how beautiful Malaysia is. And this street is not busy like other ones, but you can see the architecture. Like there's a street art behind me. A couple of shops out here, you know, and I think this is what makes the city vibrant. Like this little streets off the beaten path of the main streets, where you can see some real culture happening right here. And they got the sidewalk, and then they also got like the ceiling inside. So like if it's raining pretty hard, you can shelter. There's a hotel on the other side too. And I think a metro line passes above here. Like I said, they got multiple lines in KL, so gonna see what's in this intersection. Like, just bear with me. I've never been like in these, I've been in this area, but never like in these streets. So I'm just exploring around and being spontaneous. A lot of the streets, they connect and they take me to the other side. I'm loving it, pretty vibrant. Oh, I got the right to cross, so let's do it. I'm gonna cross over this way and see where does the street guides me to. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. And then it passes underneath the train line. I think this might be the train I'm gonna take later to head near the Petronas towers and show you the modern side. Over here you can see the city underneath the train. They got both underground and above ground. And look at this Watson and KFC. Look at the architecture, how nice it is. I love it out here. Older architecture, but pretty well preserved. But they even got a fast food chain, McDonald's. But I think there's tons of other good restaurants for you guys to check out. There's even a hotel over here. And then it seems like they're setting up a market over here. Because I know they do celebrate the Ramadan over here, maybe later. Yeah, right now it's quiet. I'm gonna walk towards this way because the street will take me to another side that's touristy. But yeah, it's looking pretty vibrant so far. And I like when the streets are clean and impeccable. I think I'm gonna pass the river. I might wanna cross in the other side. But it must be more local. Then I'm gonna hit the train. So the red line, which is the one that I'm probably gonna take later, is called the LRT. I think over this way is actually the Merdeka Square, which is a big plaza. And then they got, you know, not sure if it's like the Parliament, you know, but a lot of touristy people, they go over that way. But I'm gonna shortcut over here to the regular streets to see what's going on. And even in this tiny streets, they got little markets over here. But this will shortcut me to another street that I want to film. And I think this is getting closer to the area where most other Malays hang out. You know, like I say, it's a vibrant city and pretty much mix of everything. So I'm gonna make it towards the other street to see what can I find. And over here is much more local than the other areas. Behind me, you're gonna see Malaysian flags. And this is literally like a plaza where people can walk around. So, but I like it so far. Well, it's cool because they got local streets, they got bazaars, you know, and then this plaza connects you to another side. Right now it's quiet, but I think maybe later it gets busier. And over here you got a masjid. It says Masjid India, so the prayers, you know, I think Ramadan is still happening by the time that I'm filming this video. But yeah, a lot of Malays, they hang out here. Yeah, the masjid is open, so yeah. And then there's a mixture of market, jewelry, stores. I think it takes me to the other side. Yeah, but I'm liking the vibes right here. And I'm hearing the prayers, pretty peaceful. You know, I love walking around and hearing the prayers. Then just like a local area over here with residential units and apartments. And you see the people hanging out around here, and then surrounded by skyscrapers. But pretty walkable, the area. Like I said, I'm pretty sure in the nighttime it lights up pretty bright. And they got jewelry over here. Wow. There's more over this way too. And one thing that I'll say a million times, Kuala Lumpur, even though I'm showing you the older part, they all areas are super modern, futuristic, and it's kind of developed kind of like in the same style as Singapore, but much more affordable and actually more action happening in this city. Pretty vibrant, the pedestrian plaza, you know, I really love when a city is actually walkable and there's actually more over that way. I don't think I ever walk all the way towards that way, so I'm probably gonna walk a little bit of it and then turn back towards where the train is. Like I say, it looks like it's big, but everything you can shortcut around here. And then this over here is Menara Kuala Lumpur, also tower. This is one of the icons. I think you could go to the top and get some nice views. And it just keeps going here, see? Like I say, it's mostly just jewelry, like a jewelry district, and I think there's like a little market ahead of me, and mostly locals, not too many tourists, they venture around here. But this is where the real vibes of Malaysia happens. I have a feeling that in the afternoon it probably gets actually even busier than now. So, you know, so much to see out here. Look how beautiful it is. I'm just gonna make it to the modern part of KL to show you another portion of the city. But so far I was having a blast exploring this area, but like I said, I'm only here for a day, so I'm trying to make the most off of this trip and showcase you what the city has to offer. Now I'm just gonna head to the train and head towards where the Petronas Towers is. That's probably like the most iconic building out here in Malaysia. At one point it was one of the tallest buildings that they had, but yeah. And then they have like a park nearby, and I gotta start walking near Bukit Bintang, which is another vibrant area that we have in Malaysia. Especially in the nighttime, it's nice. But I'm just showing you like the basics, you know, already being here before, trying to make the most off of it. There's a lot more to see in the city. Also, they got the Batu case, but I'm not gonna make it today, but I filmed a video there like 3-4 years ago when I came here for the first time, but now I'm gonna head into the train. The train station here, and over here used to be the metro line, the LRT. That's the one that I wanna take. Shortcut on the other side too. Here we are, it says ticket. Wow, traffic. LRT. I'm gonna merge into the side over here to figure where can I purchase my tickets, and then the stops. So we are around here. I think we're in the Masjid stop. There's a lot of stops that we got going on right here. So I'm right here, Masjid, and I want to go to KLCC, so 3 stops. Let me buy the tickets. So like I said, we're gonna be taking, there's multiple lines over here. So I think this is the one I gotta take. LRT, going back. So yeah, now I wanna go to, where is it? Over here, this one. Only one ticket, and wait, do they take cards? I think so. Got the little token right here, so I'm gonna tap in, and yeah, I think it's this one, the Kelana Jaya that I gotta take. This is the token. We go in and we head over this way. And I need the token to tap myself out too, so let's keep that in mind. Here it is, metro station, but it seems like it's hot. Where this one goes, going by. Just made out the subway train. Pretty fast and efficient, only 2 stops. Now I just gotta figure my way outside the city. And you're gonna be in for a treat to watch the Petronas Towers. No matter how many times I see that building, it's just impressive. And then here, like I say, you need your token or your card. In this case, I'm gonna insert it. It should be right here. And I'm out. There's a shopping mall here that connects you. Now I just gotta figure where do I exit towards KL, to a shopping mall over here. I think it's called Avenue K, but if I exit across on the other side of the street, it would take me to the Petronas Towers, and they got a mall over there too in the park, so gonna figure how do I exit and make it towards where the towers are. Now I'm in the modern side of Kuala Lumpur. You can see how I'm surrounded by skyscrapers over here. But then ahead of me is gonna be even more impressive because we got the Petronas Towers, which is pretty iconic over here. And even at nighttime, it's even nicer. I already filming in the nighttime. So I gotta make it towards where the towers are and then make it towards the local park and shortcut towards Bukit Bintang. Here you see one of the towers all the way up there. It's two similar, so and like I said, I'm in the futuristic side. You can see the buildings. That building over there literally has like plants, you know, a combination of urban concrete and greenery combined together. Now I'm gonna figure out how can I shortcut into the park. I think I gotta go down this way. I know there's like a highway too over here, but if I could just make it easier over that side, that'd be better. So they got like shopping malls behind here. Yeah, I'm just following where I see all the people. And here you see another face of Kuala Lumpur. Modern, futuristic skyscrapers. Modern and developed, you know. Pretty different from the other area that I was filming. And I think this passes on top of the highway. This is where most of the tourists, they be hanging out. So yeah, but I love this green space over here. And then when I go to the other side, we're gonna get a view of this right here. The Petronas towers, which is gonna be iconic. Tell you, I did a huge transition from cold weather to hot and humid weather. If you stay out here for too long, the humidity kicks in. But hey, I love it. Gonna make the most of it. The trick is, take vitamins 1,000 milligrams. Take that and that keeps you in good shape. And I'm gonna sport this. I'm probably gonna walk towards the other area to get like a nicer view to see what's going on. This iconic Petronas towers right here. Selfie haven right here. I can't get enough of this building. It's one of my favorite skyscrapers in the whole world. The way how they design it, like the shiny buildings. If you come in the nighttime, it's gorgeous too. Probably even nicer now, but no matter what time of the day you come, it's actually beautiful. And this park reminds me a little bit of Central Park. Beautiful. There's actually a bridge over there. I think if I go towards that bridge, I could probably get a better shot of the Petronas towers with the mall. Then I'm gonna shortcut to the other side, walk Bukit Bintang. Then I walk another modern area, and that's gonna conclude this video for one day out here in KL before I head back home. But like I said, it was unplanned, but sometimes the unplanned works out even better than the original plan. And this is the area where, you know, you see a couple of people taking pictures. And then you'll see a great shot of the Petronas towers. They got the same camera that I have. And then look at it. Petronas towers right here, nice. Well, I love it. So I did my best to get a thumbnail. Not sure how it's gonna come out, but I'll manage to see. But yep, even if I've been here three times, it's pretty impressive. Never get bored of this city. Now we're gonna hit where the action is. Like I say, in the nighttime it's even better, but I'm just trying to focus on doing this video. Then later at night, I'm just gonna go enjoy myself. So I gotta figure how do I head to the street and show you Bukit Bintang, which is a vibrant area with a lot of neon lights, a lot of malls next to each other, and then I'm gonna shortcut to another area. But I wanna show you the park here, how beautiful they have it. And they got the Petronas towers, but I really love the trees over here. I'm gonna show you like the branches. So yeah, very good, you know. But I feel like Malaysia or Kuala Lumpur can use more trees, not only around here, but like throughout the city, because I know it gets very hot during the summer season. Look at these branches, wow. It's looking pretty interesting. Even over here too, like a little semi-jungle in the middle of the city. And even out here you hear the prayers. Wow, beautiful, I love it. I really have a theme for Muslim countries, you know, just peaceful, the way how people treat with respect. And then just hearing the prayers, it just gives you like a really nice vibe, and I love it. They have a walkway that I can cross the street towards Bukit Bintang without having to get to the street level. So this would be good because it protects me from the heat and the shade. I remember I did this the first time I came to Kuala Lumpur, but I did it the opposite way. So now I'm just gonna do it in the other direction. So pretty easy, like I said, pretty accessible and walkable city. To the pedestrian sky bridge, gotta make a left. Then it would take me straight forward towards Bukit Bintang. But even walking around here is beautiful and modern. You know, here it says it clearly, Bukit Bintang, the monorail, that would take you to KL Central. They just shortcut over here and it'll take you right to another park that you guys want to go. And now I'm literally in Bukit Bintang without having to exit the street level, connecting here through a mall. Then once I make it to the other side, it's going to be pretty interesting. Busy now because, you know, people are working in their lunch break. But yeah, I'll never get bored of this area. Then ahead of me, it's going to be actually fun. So you got the mall here, restaurants, coffee shops, vibrant area. You know, a lot of people, they come hang out, get food and everything. And then once you exit outside of the mall, this is what you're gonna get. Beautiful area, recreational, and lots of lights. Like malls next to each other, but you can walk the whole area over here. This is the famous Pavilion, which is like a high-end mall right here. And then they got the fountain. And then across from me is literally like another mall called Fahrenheit 88. They have like an underpassage underneath that connects you. Now I'm gonna walk over here towards the other side so you can see the vibrant area, and it has a monorail that passes on top, and it gives a nice vibe to this district here. This is probably like the busiest district in Kuala Lumpur, Bukit Bintang. We got more. Right now it's not busy, and there's much more to the area, but I'm just gonna focus on the basic because it would take me forever to make an entire video. There's so much to see. Like I say, I'm just showing you, you know, like the basic, and then when you guys come out here to visit one day, you guys get to venture deeper inside to more neighborhoods. Here's Fahrenheit. So it's like multiple malls. There's another mall right there. It's like malls next to each other. And in the nighttime, all of this is lit up, so it's even actually nicer. I already film here in the nighttime, so if you want to check out some of my older videos out here, feel free to do so. And here they got some eateries. And if you go on the other side, there's a night market, Jalan Alor. Pretty vibrant in the nighttime and eclectic, and even nearby they have a couple of. Then here they got like Middle Eastern cuisine, shawarma. There's a Syrian restaurant called Damascus City. I ate there. Last time I came in, it was actually pretty good. Wow, look at the meat. It's very hot, it's steaming where the meat is. And this restaurant is pretty popular. If you come like in the nighttime on holidays, actually pretty busy. Look at this meat, wow. But yeah, like I said, I ate there and the food is really good. Like the meat, the protein is pretty tender and juicy. And the prices are pretty reasonable. And then this is kind of like a vibrant side of it. You see the monorail will be passing over here, so probably gonna hang out for a bit. This is a Watson's. I might need to go pick up something right there. Matter of fact, since the light isn't my favor, I'm gonna go ahead and cross it. Because I gotta go to Watson's regardless. And then on the other side, they have like a lot of street food. Even on this side, last time I came, I bought some kanafa, which is like a Middle Eastern cuisine. Oh, there goes a monorail. Let me show it to you guys. There it goes. Pretty fun ride. And here we got stores, Middle Eastern restaurants out here. So you see the vibes, how they are. There's also like another shopping mall here, like an affordable one. This is like a busy area, but also be careful in Bukit Bintang, because if you go the other way, it's kind of like the red light district too, so you just gotta be careful where you walk. Here's like another busy shopping mall right here. Here's another busy shopping mall. Pretty affordable that they sell in there. If we keep going down the hill, I gotta make it towards my left, towards the other side. There's like a super, super tall, massive skyscraper that they built a few years ago too, and it's kind of like, it shapes the skyline of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Just like the same way that it shapes, you know, the Menara, the Petronas towers, the Merdeka, that building also shapes, you know, the skyline of the city out here. So now I gotta figure out how do I cross towards the other side, and then that's gonna be the end of this video. This is the other skyscraper. I'm gonna try to make it towards that way, because they have like a local park and they have a mall out there that kind of reminds you like if you're near the Chelsea High Line. So now I just gotta cross the street towards the other side. Now I'm walking over this street, and what I'm seeing here is interesting. This is not too far from Bukit Bintang, but it got like the old regular buildings and then some modern buildings that I don't think it's really that old next to me. So this will shortcut me towards the other side that I want to walk, which I think is going to be interesting. For the first time, I'm seeing a little bit of a heavy traffic jam out here. These are some of the buildings over here with a lot of restaurants, and then the modern skyscrapers. So you know, it's a city that has it all, from older architecture to futuristic, modern, developed buildings. And I tell you, no matter where I go in this city, it's just a good vibe. Super walkable. Like, I'm loving the streets, you know, with the restaurants over here, and then the tall buildings, and then some of these restaurants that have cuisine. This is not really a boring city. You know, I've been to a lot of cities that are considered like high class and a lot of people visit, but I feel like it lacks character. But Kuala Lumpur, my third time here, and I never get bored. It's got to keep coming. Conveniently, not too far from where I live. It's affordable. The food is top notch. And this area over here, not too far from where I want to go. But it got like the regular buildings over here. I think a lot of Pakistanis and Bangladeshis out here. You know, they live and work in these buildings over here. So you see a little mix of the contrast that happens in KL, but it happens all over every city that you go. I think I got a shortcut to the other side. But the street right here is vibrant too. Like I say, a lot of the workers, they live in these buildings over here. Wow, there must be like a street food out here. I see them all hanging out. And of course they got their outfits, you know. Ramadan is happening right now. And look at all of them right there, wow. Probably some fresh foods. As you can see, it's all apartment complex. Now it feels like I'm being transported to South Asia instead. But this is Southeast Asia. And you see the building over there? The contrast of the skyscrapers. Maybe I could shortcut to the other side. And then here I am in another part, the TRX area. And it's a contrast from the little area that I was walking. But it's nice out here. This is like a modern park. They opened it not much ago, and they got a massive mall right here. And this tall super skyscraper over here. In the nighttime, it literally lights up, so I'm gonna show you in front of me. It's crazy how they did their best to preserve this tree. Wow, I'm impressed. Look at this tree. But I'm glad they didn't chop it down. They preserve it out here. That's good. Man, look at this skyscraper, how tall it is. I love the building. Like, it's simple, but a pretty futuristic design. And then the first floor, they got like a modern mall. It looks a little bit like the Hudson Yards in New York City. Oh, the humidity is intense, but thank God I'm always done with the video. But I filmed the most I could in a few hours. Then on the other side is another hotel that I stay. I don't know if you can see it. Right there on top of that one, the Lloyd's Hotel. And that hotel is actually really nice, and you get a really good deal for the price, you know, but the quality, I think I did film it the last time. The bedroom was in the second floor, and it was only like $50 a night. But I think over here I'm gonna wrap up my video. Back again in Kuala Lumpur for one day in Malaysia. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.